Hello, hello, hello. Take two. I've tried to do this once and it didn't it didn't go so well. So, hello and welcome to my channel. What I'm going to do today is do a small systems audit. The idea behind what we're doing here is I'm going to review my own systems because I realized as I've been doing my budgets that I've got a little bit of redundancy and I want to calm that down. Okay. I'm currently paying for, we're going to focus on one aspect of my business. I'm paying for G Suite or Google for Business, whatever it's called now, because I think they've recently changed their name. And I pay about $7 a month for that. I'm paying for Dropbox, which according to their website should only be charging me $9.99, but I'm paying almost $13 a month after tax or whatever fee they're adding on to that, because their website even says $9.99 a month. And then I'm also paying for iCloud, which is simply because I store things on my computer a lot. And so I have 3 different systems that give me storage. Oh, and then G Suite only gives me about 30 gigs worth of storage. And here's what I use these things for. I initially bought, and I'm going to show you my my budget, and I'm going to show you what I get through for all of these things and what I'm going to do. I got Dropbox because I had a client who was a designer, and I was doing her social media for her when I was doing VA work still, and I needed access to her files in order to do the social media stuff. And I found while we were working together, she didn't know I was going to have to pay for it in order to be able to access those files. But I did at some point, and I realized that my podcast, it was enormously simple to record them on my phone, which is what I do. And then I transferred them to Dropbox, and I could upload directly from Dropbox on Libsyn, which is who I use for my podcast hosting. So the cool thing about that was it made it a little easier than it would have been otherwise, or that I had figured out otherwise. Okay. So here's what I'm thinking now. That convenience at this point, because I no longer have that VA client, and because I'm maybe record a podcast a month. At that time I was recording weekly, and sometimes I still do, but that convenience is not worth $14 a month or $13 a month. It's just not, especially when I'm using all of the other things. And the app on the computer for Dropbox doesn't hardly work for me. So the only time that I'm able to use it is when I'm uploading my podcast. And I'm assuming or going to figure out a way in which to use iCloud for my podcasts and be able to pull them up via the computer once I'm already in there. That's the plan. If I can manage that, then I can definitely get rid of Dropbox and just up my iCloud. And now my price has gone down about $6 or $7 a month. So I'm currently paying with all 3 of those things. Let's look at it. I'm going to share my whole desktop here with you. And all right, so here's my budget. I've got $643, $13, and $299. So I'm keeping this regardless, so we'll take that out of the running. But it's now down to these 2 things, and so that together is $15.99, right? So at $15.99, and I would be dropping it down to just $9.99. That's going to save me $6 a month or $72 a year. which again doesn't seem like a whole lot. But I don't use this for anything. So there just really is no reason for me to have that. And I think the other thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to tell you two things that I'm doing. So Elegant Themes is Divi. It's a builder for my website. And what I can either pay $89 a year, or you pay like $250 one time and you get unlimited updates. So I have at this point been paying for Elegant Themes probably 4 to 5 times now. So I've more than paid for the $250. I just need to bite the bullet and take some money and put it toward that. So I'm going to end up pulling this out as well, because this amount where I'm pulling $83.33 a month into a savings account, the idea here is that once I hit 250, I just pay for Elegant Themes and I am done. And then that saves me that $89 a year, because it's just a ridiculous amount of money for what it is. And I can take that amount and put it towards something else, or just save that money every month. So that's something that's going to be happening soon here. And yeah, so basically what I need to do is figure out how to use iCloud for my podcast and get everything that's in Dropbox now out of Dropbox, and then call it a day. Which, if I were to do that, that's going to save me a heck of a lot of money. That's not my actual amount. Haha. All right. So that's going to save me a heck of a lot of money, because that's 7 and 6, that's $13 a month, right? At least. Yeah. And I might look into some other software for that. But honestly, I use Google Drive every single day. So I feel like it's worth the $7 that I'm paying for it. It's just a matter of that's just a cost that I'm going to continue to pay, basically. But this is what I do for people. I sit down with them and I kind of go through and find out where the redundancies are. And for some people, those redundancies are worth the extra expense, but for some people, they're not. And in this case, Dropbox claims on their website that it's $9.99, but then they're charging 7.7% tax on top of that. So you're almost spending not 1.5 times what the actual fee is, whereas iCloud just charges you the $9.99. I don't know how they get away with not paying the tax, but that's not something they've ever passed on to me, which is kind of cool. So that's a whole thing. And there's that. All right, guys, if you have any questions whatsoever, or if you are interested in having one of these business/systems audits, business budget. Boy, I can't talk. I'm gonna leave that in there because this just happens to me sometimes, and you guys are getting the real life version of who I am. But if you're looking for someone to help you with your business budget and really auditing what your systems are like and see if there are redundancies, I've done this for a couple of people and I've saved people thousands of dollars a year. So totally worth getting a time frame with that. I charge a little bit of money for those, just for both of our time, and I would love to have a conversation with you about that. If you are interested in that service, I will leave a link in the description below so that you can get the process started of scheduling yours, and I'll talk to y'all later. See ya. Bye.